Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy AP back with another video. So today, I'm gonna be reacting to the scores video about basically them comparing the Cavs to the 2014 Warriors and how they started their little dynasty. I'm not sure I agree with it all just from the title itself. Um, but I'm gonna be kind of like this is gonna be kind of a reaction, but like my opinion on what they're saying and if I think it's like I'm gonna be realistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, yeah, Cavs are about to be the Warriors from two. Like, no. So I'm gonna see the comparisons, see what he says, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion.
10 years ago, an upstart team in the Bay laid the groundwork for a modern dynasty, with the 2014-15 Warriors shaking up the basketball world en route to the first of 4 championships and 6 finals appearances in 8 years. With Steve Kerr taking over just as Steph Curry was morphing into an MVP caliber superstar, the Warriors,
Which I will say, comparing these two isn't super wild, solely off the fact that Kenny Atkinson it just came off from playing as being an assistant coach for the Warriors too, so he's probably implementing little things that he sees that from the Warriors also and how they played.
exploded onto the scene playing a beautiful yet devastating brand of ball. Well, what if I told you a similar story is
That's crazy. I'm sorry, I get it. I get why they're doing it, but that's crazy.
playing out this year?
And Donovan's my favorite player right now. Not the same.
Not in Golden State, but in Cleveland. The Cavs became just the 4th team in NBA history to start a season 15-0. In addition, 19 of the previous 28 teams who won 17 of their first 19 games went on to at least make the finals. Most of those contests haven't been close either, with the Cavs' average margin of victory clocking in at nearly 13 points. Still, it might be hard for some of you to buy this team as a genuine championship contender. After all, the Cavs have beat up on the league's 5th easiest schedule, and this is largely the same roster that has been good but not great over the last couple years. There are plenty of skeptics surely wondering, could Kenny Atkinson really be the difference between a 49-ish win playoff team and a championship-level juggernaut?
Who the hell does this guy think he is?
In case you forgot how familiar this all is, let me refresh your memory. When Kerr took over from Mark Jackson in Golden State, the 2014-15 Warriors were bringing back virtually the same team that had averaged 49 wins over the previous 2 seasons with only 1 playoff series victory to show for it. Kerr reinvented the Warriors' offense, turning a stale, predictable attack into a dizzying, motion-heavy read and react system. In addition, an early season injury to former starter David Lee spurred Kerr to empower defensive forward Draymond Green, unlocking Green's playmaking and two-way genius.
A little side note, that's kind of crazy to think about, like an injury to one of their like better players unleashed, like I don't want to say unleashed, but like let Draymond become the player that he is today. Like it's kind of crazy how little things like that like make other things happen. Like without David Lee getting hurt, like are the Warriors ever a dynasty? You know what I'm saying? Because maybe he stays healthy and then Draymond doesn't become that playmaker that he has been known to be. I don't know. So that's kind of cool. You can do that with a lot of teams, like in a lot of scenarios, but that's just kind of cool.
Suddenly, a Warriors team that somehow ranked middle of the pack on offense the year before, despite the presence of the Splash Brothers, soared to 2nd in offensive efficiency in Kerr's first season. Fast forward a decade, and Atkinson's script hasn't been all that different. He inherited an elite defensive team that wasn't getting the most out of an explosive backcourt and a defensive phenom in the frontcourt. Under Atkinson, the most notable difference in Cleveland's attack is the presence of Evan Mobley, who looks more fluid and decisive than ever. It's now quite common to see the formerly rigid big man bringing the ball up the floor after corralling a defensive rebound, bullying opposing bigs inside, and even orchestrating the offense from the elbows, allowing star guards Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland to spend more time off the ball. The result? Cleveland went from 16th in offensive efficiency last season to currently boasting the most efficient offense ever, with
And so, all right, a little prediction with this. I don't think we'll say the first ranked offense throughout the entire year. I don't think that'll happen. But that 11th ranked defense, I think will be a top 10 defense again, and I think we'll still stay in the top 10 offense for sure. But if I see ones being higher at the end of the year, I think our defense, because our defense still is kind of lackluster. Obviously, we're not like we're not super in the middle of the pack, and we're obviously not a bad defense, but 11th just doesn't really fit us. So I think I see us finishing 100% in the top 10 for both categories. But I think offense is gonna, I don't want to say tail off too crazy, but I think it's gonna tail off a little bit.
Minimal slippage on the other end. Not bad, considering starting small forward.
This man, bro, this man is going to be able to do what he was meant to do. Literally just rebound if he wants and shoot threes. He's not gonna have to play make. He's not gonna have to do all this extra shit, especially with guys like Ty Jerome on our bench now too, who can come in next to him and like play make for him. So he's not gonna have to do too much, and all he's gonna have to worry about is knocking down threes. And he's not a bad defender either. Obviously, he's a little smaller for the 3 spot and stuff like that, but he's really not a bad defender. So I can't wait for him to come back.
Max Strus has yet to play this season. Given all these eerie similarities, it's fitting that Atkinson's vision coalesced most famously in a November demolition of Kerr's resurgent Warriors.
I think these Cleveland Cavaliers are serious, and I'm going to tell you why I think they're serious. That ball humming so crazy, BD, my head was on goddamn spinning. They was moving that ball so fast. Yep. I was like, whoa, oh man. I went to help. Oh, this dude's just replaced 3.
Now, obviously, there are other variables at play here. Just like much of Kerr's success can be tied to Curry's star leap upon his arrival. For example, Atkinson's Cavs are deeper and healthier than JB Bickerstaff's Cavs were,
for sure,
with none of the team's core 4 players missing more than 1 game so far.
That's a fact too. DG missed they missed so many fucking games last year. We started hot last year too, I'm pretty sure, but not this hot, obviously. But yeah, that stat right there is crazy.
Far this season, Garland in particular has benefited from a return to full strength.
For sure,
with Atkinson in turn reaping the reward.
And he's benefiting too because he's healthy, like 100% healthy. He's not coming off a broken jaw. He's a little heavier than he was last year after the injury, so like he's not getting pushed around as easier anymore. So it's like, and he's still not 100% there either, but you can tell the difference in at least confidence, at least like attitude wise, like you tell he's like way more back. And obviously just the stats he's putting up. He's only had 1 real bad game, that was against the Celtics away.
Awards of what's been the best stretch of Garland's career. Ditto for Ty Jerome, who's been a revelation off Atkinson's bench after an ankle injury limited him to just 2 games last year.
Who?
Look, Mitchell, Garland, Jerome,
facts.
None of these guys are going
That's
to be
what I thought
as
before the season started.
as Curry, who remains the most integral ingredient in the Warriors' secret sauce. But Cleveland's overall team performance has been just as impressive, if not more so, than Golden State's was in Steve Kerr's first quarter season on the job. Atkinson's team can absolutely win a title as presently constructed. In addition, while Cleveland has no chance of landing another superstar as good as 2016 Kevin Durant was, a free agency coup that accounted for half of the modern Warriors' titles and finals appearances, don't discount this team's longevity. Mitchell, Garland, Allen, and Mobley are all under contract for at least the next 2 to 5 years. When you spend as Cleveland has, both in terms of asset capital and actual dollars, this is the promising payoff you strive for. A rising juggernaut that looks positively Warriors-esque. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Dude, I love this video, of course. Obviously, I'm gonna be real, like a little realistic too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm super excited to see how we play out the rest of the year. I think as of this video, we just beat the Warriors, so I think we're 19-3 now. Or 18-3, one of the two. So this is a few days after he made this video, but yeah, I definitely see the comparison, and this like comparing them like hand in hand 100%. Like obviously we're not the exact same as the Warriors because the Warriors didn't have the 2 big men that we have. The Warriors didn't have the point guard that in DG and stuff like that, but I do see the similarities, and I do see the similarities in how we're playing right now too. But to be honest with you, I see our defense stepping it up more, and if that's the case, that's even worse for the league. But we can't deny that the schedule has been very easy. But that Boston win did make me convince a lot too. Granted, JB was not there, so they weren't fully healthy. Yada yada yada. Um, and our 2 losses to the Hawks, I don't really want to talk about, but we have some pretty good wins too. I don't want to make it seem like we're only beating on bad teams, but we have had a lot of bad teams in this win streak and in this start of the season. Um, but I still think we're playing good basketball. I think we can still play that good basketball against the better teams in the West and in the East. So I'm not really too worried about it. Now, do I think we're gonna finish with the first record overall in the league? No, I'm gonna be a little realistic. I get there's gonna be a drought where we win one, lose two, win one, lose two, and stuff like that. There might be one of those. But do I see us being a top 3 seed? 100%, 100%. Especially with how the East is playing out right now. There's no doubt in my mind that we're gonna be a 3 seed. Like I don't even want to say top 4 because I know we're gonna get a 3 seed. I just have a feeling with that. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out my guy. I don't know his name, but the Score YouTube. I'll leave the link to the original video in the description. But make sure you let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this, if you think it's crazy, how you've been liking the Cavs playing and stuff like that, and so we can talk in the comments. But if you liked it, make sure you leave a like on the video, and sub if you haven't. It really helps me out. Appreciate you. But that is it. It's your boy AP, and I am out. Deuces.